Hello YouTube, Lyricide17 here, but you can just call me Travis. And welcome back to another collection update. A couple things before we jump into the music this week. Firstly, Shohei Ohtani, you chose the wrong team. Boo Angels. Secondly, something totally rad that I was not expecting. Earlier this week in the mail, I got this envelope from on the return address. Whew. It was from Malum Arcana, which is the label that I ordered this rad Girtablullû cassette tape release. And like I said in the video when I showed that off, I was an idiot and I had torn the insert that came with it, and I noticed on the envelope it said "Be careful when opening," and I was like, no. And you know what? It was exactly what it made me think of. He freaking sent me a replacement one for the one that I tore. Obviously didn't have to do that, but dude, that's freaking rad of him to do that. So again, dude, that is awesome. Thank you so much. Super cool. Came with a little personalized note to me from Zulthiz himself on the back of this cool little image. You know, some more advertisements. So yeah, definitely check out Malum Arcana. I'll leave links like I do always. Check them out. All right. In the background, we were listening to. I might have shown this in the background before. I can't remember. But regardless, we're doing it again if I did. This is another release from 2017 that won't be making my top 30. But it's a cool one nonetheless. This is Droid with Terrestrial Mutations, Canadian prog thrash, kind of in the vein of Voivod, that kind of thing. All right, so yeah, I got a number of CDs, and I got one 10-inch. This was like the week of pre-orders. Like almost a good number of these are all pre-orders. So yeah, let's do it. Okay, the first one, this one actually I got yesterday, and it came from Hell's Headbangers, and I got the envelope, and I was like, I don't think I ordered anything from Hell's Headbangers. So, like, I was, interested to see what this was, and it was the new Acid Witch, Evil Sound Screamers. I was under the impression that this wasn't being shipped out until at the end of this month, so it was certainly a surprise when I pulled it out of the envelope. I don't know if I read that wrong or it changed or what, but hey, not gonna complain. Comes in this cool little the tray part of the jewel case is this clear yellow. Fortunately, some of the teeth on mine broke, which is unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? The disc looks like. One thing I did think was interesting to note is we get our first ever band members and like actual what they're playing going on here, so you can use that information to your learning or whatever you want to say. In the inside we got lyrics, credits and stuff. I did enjoy the fact that they told us who was on the songwriting credits, so I'll have to delve into that more thoroughly, although most of it's dually with Shagrat and Slasher Dave, but nonetheless, they weren't all that way, so I'll have to dig in. But yeah, it was cool to receive the physical copy, especially since it was a surprise to me. I haven't really even talked about the band at all, or this release, stoner doom death kind of stuff. This is their third full-length album. Last one came out in like 2010, Stoned, and then 2008 is when Witch Standing Collusions came out, which is my favorite album of all time, most likely. This one is good. I don't like it as much as those first two full-lengths, but those are upper echelon albums for me in a tough competition. And yeah, I really like this one. I think it's pretty good. And I think if you like Acid Witch, you even if you don't like it as much as the other albums like me, I think you'll still find some worthwhile stuff going on in this album. So yeah, Evil, Sound Screamers, Acid Witch. Alright, next one up. I don't know if we'll say this is a controversial release, probably not really. But this is the first, I guess it's going to be a 5 of demos from the black metal band Leviathan. This is the first sub-level of Suicide, sort of akin to his debut full-length album, the 10th sub-level of Suicide, which is one of my all-time favorite albums, probably top 10. So yeah, this is, you know, it's demos of 5 of the tracks from the, you know, that ended up on the 10th sub-level of Suicide, Scenic Solitude and Leprosy, The Bitter Emblem of Dissolve, He Who the Shadows Move Towards, Mind, Molten Armor, and The Idiot Sun. I have to note that, like, the quality of these demos are, like, insane. Like, they don't really sound like demos at all. They sound fantastic. And to be honest, they don't, all of them don't really sound a whole lot different than the final versions. The main difference in almost all of them just being that they were significantly cut down by, you know, a minute or two, except for Idiot Sun, which actually like added like 4 minutes onto it. That one, it was interesting. I thought that was the most interesting demo on here, because the one that's on here, the shorter version, it comes out of the gate really just like packing a punch and was really aggressive. I do, you know, say that I like the album version better, but I did think that one was an interesting one to hear. Not much going on the inside of this digipack, some credits and stuff. Obviously, this is if you've been following it, this is the first release out through Ascension Monuments Media, the new label being run by Blake Judd of Knockmistium. Sort of had guys a reputation. So yeah, when it was announced that it was being released through his label, I was a little apprehensive at first about buying it. I wasn't really sure if I wanted to support that guy or not. You know, I never really had any interaction with whatever his I couldn't tell you the name of his label or what anything was before. Didn't buy anything from it. Wasn't screwed over like everyone else. But you know, was still aware of that reputation and wasn't sure. But ultimately, I was like, Leviathan's one of my favorite bands, so I couldn't really resist. And you know, so far, 1 for 1. I do want to say that I think you know, I follow the label on Bandcamp, and the amount of products that have been added over the last few days is I don't know if it's troubling considering the reputation or not, but it sort of seems like a lot. Anyway, limited to 1,000 copies. I'm not sure if it's still available or not. I think it might be still available. I'm not sure. But anyway, you know, nothing super special. You know, but cool thing to add to the collection. Happy that I got it. All right, next up, I actually got this released earlier in the year on cassette, and I actually wasn't going to buy this. It came out on CD, and but it actually came with 4 bonus tracks compared to the cassette. So you know, I was like, you know what, I want to get it, and that's the album from Nightfear. This is Cryptasm. Cool death metal tinged, like crossover thrash metal, like really heavy on the death metal. Just, you know, really sick riffs that go for the gullet right away. The vocals are awesome. Nice little batch of reverb on there that just sounds really great. Produced by Arthur Rizek of Everything Awesome fame. If you don't know, this is the band of Brandon Scourge of Vinyl. But in all honesty, you shouldn't even check it out just because you like Scourge of Vinyl, which we all do. But you should check it out because you want to hear something awesome, which is what this is. You know, the 5 tracks on here from the Cryptasm EP, awesome stuff. Every single song is awesome. You know, I'm really excited to, you know, hear more material from these guys. Like I said, it comes with 4 demo tracks. The last 7, 8, 9 being the ones from like their 2015 demo, which I think that's what it was called, 2015 demo, or demo 2015, something like that. And then track 6, Bastard Throne. That's actually, I really like that one actually a lot. That one I've seen actually, it says demo on the back here, but I've seen it also listed as single, so I'm not sure if that's a new song. It's just like a rough cut or something, because there is sort of a drop off in the production quality of those demo tracks. But you know, they're cool to hear nonetheless. This is out on a black market metal label. That's what the disc looks like, if I didn't show that. Got some credits and a photo on the back. Lyrics on the inside. So yeah, definitely, I'll leave a link. Definitely check this out, listen to it. You're gonna want it. So you can either go over and buy this at Black Market Media label, or you can go over to Graven Earth Records, who just the second edition of the tape is out on a white shell, I think. $6, I think, if I looked, it was still available. You can go buy that. You can also buy the Possessor that everyone's been crazy about. I haven't listened to that. You can also buy that the new Midnight and the yellow shell. I saw that there too. So yeah, go support Nightfear however you feel necessary for you. But yeah, definitely a worthwhile release. And yeah, Nightfear, Cryptasm. All right, next one up, sort of half mentioned. Not this, but what this is in reference to. This is the soundtrack to the video game Life is Strange. Super into this game. I love it right now. And so afterward, I knew that the soundtrack was something that I wanted to see if it existed, and it did. But on Discogs, they were all like mega expensive, and I was like, oh well, I guess I'm just not gonna get it then. But then, you know, I did a little more digging, and actually I discovered that the soundtrack actually just came out with the limited edition version of the game. So, you know, I did a little watching here and there at some places, and actually ended up seeing one come on not too much after I began watching for, you know, a reasonable price, you know, for a video game that's like limited edition. It comes with some extra little shit, and also this soundtrack. So, you know, ponied up, paid for it, happy that I got it immediately while listening to the soundtrack, which, you know, is mostly full of like indie rock style stuff for the most part. But yeah, just immediately several songs just like immediately brought back emotions and feelings that I had. Crosses by Jose Gonzalez, Something Good by Alt J, Mount Washington by Local Natives, Spanish Sahara by Foles. That one, even though I didn't even make that choice, I know what that song represents, and that one just gets me in the feels every time. But yeah, you know, not necessarily, I don't know if I would like a lot of these songs had I not heard them within the context of this game, but nonetheless I did hear them within the context of this game. So yeah, super pumped to have this. I'll be listening to this a lot. So yeah, soundtrack to Life is Strange. Alright, 2 more, both from the same artist. This is a rap group. I think the format is Arizona. I was turned on to these guys from a YouTuber who I actually mentioned last week, Sirmeatwad. He had, like, went and saw a show of theirs and, like, interviewed them, and we were talking about that, and I had never heard the guys before, and so I quickly jumped over onto YouTube, and I listened to the track of theirs, and I was like, oh, this is really good. So I listened to another one, and that one was really good, and, you know, so on and so forth, until I listened to every single track that they had released on YouTube. I was like, whoa, these guys are awesome. So I went over to Discogs immediately, as I, you know, am to do in that kind of scenario. And, you know, they did have CD copies of both of their albums, but they didn't have any copies for sale. I can't even remember if maybe they were even ever sold. So obviously limited copies of both. So that was a bummer. But then not too much after that, he messaged me, Sirmeatwad did, and said, "Oh, you need to jump over to, I think it's Hello Merch, something, I'll leave a link to them. They're selling their 10-inch for their new EP that came up this year, Drive It Like It's Stolen, and then they're selling like a double LP of their first album. It's like a Welcome to the Dentist, I think if that's what it's called, something like that. And then their second album called Floss. And the Drive It Like It's Stolen, I was like, okay, I'm going to get that because there's no CD version of that right now, so I want to get it. But I was a little apprehensive about getting the double LP because there is CD versions available, so I was like, oh, I kind of want to wait to get them. Didn't matter because by the time I had made my decision to not go buy them, they weren't even available anymore. They had sold out. So I was only able to get the 10-inch Drive It Like It's Stolen, but it was, it was a pre-order. And then on a Black Friday sale, Sirmeatwad again, always looking out for his guy, Layer Size 17. He said, "Oh, Black Friday, they're doing $5 CDs of Floss," so immediately jumped over there and ordered that. Shipping was $8, which is kind of funny and kind of ridiculousness, but I just thought of it as the CD's $10, shipping was $3, and got over it. Anyway, they decided to show up in the same week, so that was kind of cool. So yeah, I'll start off with Floss, which is oh, excuse me, their album that came out last year, 2016. This album's awesome. Injury Reserve, I'm pretty sure I already said, they're a rap group. A 3-piece, Richie with a T, Steppa J. Groggs, and then Parker Corey on the beats. Oh man, I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, awesome guys. So many songs on this one. Oh shit, Bad Boys 3, All This Money, S on Your Chest. I mean, everything on this one. I do like this, I think, better than the EP, but who knows? That could just be due to the number of tracks given to me. But yeah, if you're into these guys got some good flow. Both Richie with the T and Steppa J. Groggs, and they have their own styles too, which is a nice juxtaposition amongst each other. I enjoy the productions done by Parker Corey. He has a nice mixture of really upbeat stuff while mixing in some some, I don't want to say like random oddball, but it kind of just have sort of unexpectedness to some of the sounds that he uses. And then then the 10-inch here we got Drive It Like It's Stolen. Here's the back side. This has got 7 tracks on it, yeah. Really like See Sweat, Boom Times 3. Those are probably my 2 favorite. Inner Sleeve, Checkered. Comes on what I think they call Orange Crush. Same on both sides. So yeah, super pumped to have both of these. Thanks to Sirmeatwad, who has actually been like spending my money left and right within the last few months, because he turned me on to the Nephrons in the Hours Beneath as well. But no, I joke. Thanks. So yeah, Injury Reserve, awesome rap. Definitely look into them if you are into that kind of thing. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you're familiar with any of these releases, let me know what you think of it. Think of them. And yeah, check out this Droid, because it rips. And so yeah, in closing, definitely kind of just sort of a rambling ender to this video, talking about what's upcoming. I do have a top 30, which I will be doing sort of. It'll come out towards the end of the month more. It'll probably be split up into 3 videos, 10 apiece. I'm also going to do like a honorable mentions, top EPs, short video as well. Also, my top 30 will include some sort of contest, so be prepared for that as well. Yeah, I don't think I have anything else to say. So yeah, thanks for watching. Again, if you know any of these releases, familiar with them, like them, hate them, let me know. Otherwise, have a good day.